Okay, and here we are with December's email templates. Ian, thank you for sending these out. What all do we have to share here?
Yeah, so basically, this is sort of a new idea that I had, and I wanted to start doing this, and it'll probably be happening earlier in the month from here on out. But basically, I just want to kind of go over these, sort of almost like a broad stroke of like, here's a little more depth of what I think when I'm sending this email or how to use it. Literally, just whatever comes up for me when we do this. I have no idea how long this will be. My guess is 10, 15 minutes. Maybe it'll be 30. Um, I don't want it to add too much to your workload, but it's something where you get the emails and maybe you watch this and decide that this is how you want to um, use these emails or whatever it is, just whether it's ideas. This should be its own value that'll be worth, the ridiculously small amount that you're paying a month for these. Um, so let's just go through them in order.
Okay, sounds great.
So this is
Uh,
email template number one.
mhm.
Um, okay, so this is the unsolicited testimonial email. And I guess sort of the way that I think about this one is, so originally the way that this one was sent was um, at I think this was a perfect water purifier. This woman just recorded a video about the picture and she had posted it on YouTube and somehow we stumbled across it. And it was literally a completely unsolicited like review. She had no affiliate link. She was just like, I really like this product. And I think she was kind of trying to start her own YouTube channel type of thing. But you can use this for whatever you want, right? This could be any sort of testimonial. It could be an email. It could be whatever. And I describe it in here as use this if you don't have one. I personally love screenshots. So what's funny about these is like people will, I had that email I sent not that long ago about this guy, Kevin, who had this really great experience in buying the Lionheart products and then and joining the unit and stuff. And this guy's like, I'm not trying to be a hater, but I just don't believe you. And it's like, okay, that's fine. But it's funny because I could just take a screenshot and add that. So what I always do if you're going to use a screenshot or you're going to use a picture is don't rely. So like there are emails that I send that have screenshots of texts in them. Don't rely on the fact that people are going to see the image. So always copy the text that's within it as well, because a lot of people don't have images on, they're on their phone. It's not easy to read. So when you have an image, don't rely on the image itself. Always copy and paste that text into the email itself as well. Um, and the purpose of the screenshots is I always talk about the difference between deniable proof and undeniable proof. And most people use what I call deniable proof, which is it's just proof that you can see through, you can poke holes in. If it's a screenshot, obviously people could be like, oh, you fucking, you did Adobe Photoshop or whatever that, stuff is. But the reality is it's a lot closer to undeniable. So this one's really pretty straightforward. I don't think this one needs too much explaining. It's basically, you can add sort of, there's almost this story element to the beginning. One of my favorite things in the world is waking up to unsolicited testimonials. It's a little more personal than just, uh, you know, a testimonial showed up this morning. It's just a little bit more of an insight into you and what makes you happy. So let's keep going.
For sure. Yeah, that's good. All right. So, last chance.
Yeah, so this one is pretty straightforward. I mean, so sometimes I've made fun of people who do like the only emails they send, 13 bottles left, last chance, going away soon. But they work really well as long as you're honest. And one big thing I want to say about these is don't do this shit all the time and don't do it unless it's real, right? Don't pull a product off the market if it's going to be on the market all the time. Don't, if you're not going to raise the price, if you're not going to be honest about what you're doing, don't do this stuff, because what will happen is you'll erode the trust you have with your list. You may make a lot of money that weekend, but then every other time you do it, people are like, well, he's bullshitting. So only if you're remaining. The response for this room has been overwhelming. Now we're almost sold out. Um, One of the big scarcity things that I've always done is like, the first time we got this, we sold out of this. And that may not be the case, but you can always explain the most important part of this email is the reason why. And I talk about this in doing sales in general. And if you got the 5-figure launches from tiny lists, you'll have heard about this. Is basically whenever you're doing a sale or something's going away or whatever it is, one of the most important pieces is your reason why. If you don't have a reason why, then it sort of loses its power, and you actually can make a lot more money from having a good reason why. Like we had a real one, which was they sent us like, I don't know, 750 bottles that we weren't supposed to have yet. And so I was like, I could have gotten angry at them, blah, blah, but instead, let's just make this a win-win. And we're going to give you a discount. Like if you buy one, you save $10. When you buy two, you save $30. That is one of the most powerful things I can ever teach you, is the if-then statement. I've tested it multiple times, and we were getting a 90% take rate on the double bottle option.
Wow.
And I've done that with multiple different products and had the same type of results. It's a presupposition. If you buy one, you'll only save this much. When you buy two, implying that you're presupposing that they will buy two, you'll save this much. So that's sort of the big piece here, is just get a strong reason why, and focus on that, because the scarcity is built into this email. It's already solid. And so, yeah.
Very good. Yeah, no, that's great feature pacing there. This is the ouch, you're on my hair email. Is that right?
I'm trying to think if it fits in there. Yeah, I guess there's a pain of, well, not really. Ouch, you're on my hair was not really pleasant in any way. So,
ouch, you're on my hair. You'll have to watch the video with the drawing. We may include that in another email at some point in the future.
That's an old version. I haven't talked about ouch, you're on my hair in a long
time. In a bit? Okay, cool. All right, so anything else you want to see on this one?
No, I think that's pretty straightforward.
Okay, cool. All right.
Okay, so this one is cool because there are lots of different subject lines you could actually use for this. Can you go down? Did I put other subject lines in the other options?
Open only if
open guns. Yeah, so I mean, you can also read this if you like guns, open this if you like this. It's really just basically what you're doing. The concept behind this is you're calling out a portion of your list. So what may happen is maybe you normally get 19 or 20% open rates, and this one you'll only get 11. You probably won't, to be honest. You probably won't get less, but what will happen is you'll end up with a much bigger you end up with a much more intense response, because the people with debt are going to read this email. So you may get the same open rate, right? Let's say it's 20%, but you may get a click-through rate of 4% instead of 2%. Or, you get an open rate of 12%, but you get a click-through of 5% instead of 2%, because almost everybody who's reading it is reading all the way to the end because they're hyper-qualified. And also, for the most part, if you guys are subscribed to somebody's list you like, you don't care if it's about you. You're just going to open it, right? But these ones are really powerful to get. These work very well for a list that doesn't respond that much right now, because what will happen is you're trying to talk to everyone about fat loss or finance, or whatever it is. Pick a small segment, try and talk to them, and you may reawaken some of those older people. So let's go up to the top here.
Okay. All the way?
Yeah. So if you're not so part of the point of this one too is, I don't normally do this as much, but I will from time to time, is literally, so the original one I wrote for this was about guns, right? And the reason that I did this is because it's a very controversial topic, and I don't want to lose half my list. And there's a chance that can happen. It's very unlikely, but with something as politically out there as guns, where you just don't know, like, there's a reason I don't talk about politics on my Facebook, my Instagram, or YouTube. There's a reason why I don't even know. I'm still debating if, like, with my bow, like talking about bow hunting, because there's so many people who just completely misunderstand hunting, and the fact that, first off, it's how humans evolved, and second, that hunters are the people that actually conserve the population of these animals. Yes, there are douchebag hunters, just like there are douchebag cops and douchebag doctors and bad people at everything. But I'm not trying to go into that. But the thing is there are times when it's worth polarizing your audience, and there are times when it is absolutely not worth polarizing your audience. I don't have such a strong, I like guns, that's my opinion. And so I don't want to lose everybody on my list who's not into that thing. So you can do this for something controversial like guns, or just something like open if you have debt, right? If you have debt, that's going to get me the type of person to talk to about debt. I don't have any debt, so I may not open that email. Somebody with debt might be like, okay, fuck, let's talk about it. The tough thing about debt is people don't always want to acknowledge how much debt they're in. Right. But damn, what I was going to say is when it comes to polarizing, here's just a really simple lesson about polarizing. There are people like Ben Settle and other marketers and shit who are like, just be polarizing. No, that is stupid. The only time to be polarizing is if your personality is naturally polarizing. And the best description I can give of this is, there's a couple comedians. There's a guy called Jim Norton, and there's Jim Jeffries. Jim Jeffries is probably my favorite comedian in the world. And he talks like this. And if you know him, this is a really good impression. And he moves his body. But so Jim Norton gets a lot of his laughs through being offensive. He is offensive or shocking, therefore the laugh comes, because a laugh can come after a shock, right? Now, Jim Jeffries tells really funny jokes and stories that happen to be offensive, right? So if you're going to be like, they're great jokes, they're very good, and I won't go into them now. There's actually one great one, and I know that this is it's 2018 and it's 2019, but like he has a really fun one. He goes, I'd never. He said, he's like, I'd love to be gay. He's like, but I could never sleep with a man. Like, or I think he says fuck. He's like, I could never fuck a man because I could never fuck something I respect. And then he goes, but he says it, he's like, oh, come on, that's a good joke. Right? But that's the thing is, nowadays everybody's offended, but it's a good joke. It happens to be offensive. Whereas Jim Norton says something, he'd be like, oh, my nipples. And he just like throws words. And so when you're writing, you don't want to be polarizing for the sake of being polarizing. You want to be yourself, and if that happens to polarize, let that happen. Do not go out of your way to create controversy, because first off, it'll limit your market, but it'll also, over time, it will actually degrade your presence. Somebody like Jordan Peterson is doing incredibly well right now, and he's actually super controversial, which is funny as hell, because the guy's like just really reasonable, but he's considered really controversial. But he's not going out of his way to be controversial. He's being himself, and his opinions, some of them happen to be controversial. So there's just a little lesson here is, don't go out of your way to polarize or try and, oh, I'm going to be polarizing. No, have your opinions. If they happen to be polarizing, that's fine. But don't go out of your way to try and be a dick. Like for me with Lionheart, it's sometimes it's an interesting little tightrope to walk, because I want to help people. I don't care if they lean left or lean super far right or lean super far left. I don't want to, I don't care if they're gay or lesbian or trans or whatever they are. I want to help people. So I need to be careful not to do things that would be too degrading or offensive to those groups, because it's not worth it. Even if I might hyper qualify another segment, for that business, for me, it's not worth it. So that's just a little piece there.
That makes a lot of sense.
So, I mean, really, that's the concept behind this one. Pick something that's specific. Open this only if you own a car, own a home. Open only if you, and then write an email specific to homeowners. Open only if you have a list over 10K. I use this thing for my own list right after it. Open only if, whatever it is, just pick a segment, talk to them, and then see what happens. It's pretty simple.
Yeah,
So
and that worked actually really well when you're doing the emails of the month as well. You know, if you really like templates, you know, hit reply.
yeah.
Open if you like templates. So that worked out pretty good too.
Yeah, that was one of the best emails ever. Is that templates one? I had so
Yeah,
many responses.
that was we got a ridiculous number of
I know.
responses. I spent several hours responding to folks. That was
All right,
fun.
let's go on to the next one. This is
Okay.
pretty fun. This is
Yeah,
gonna, if people actually watch this, which hopefully they will, this is like just pretty high level marketing
absolutely. This is some
that I haven't really talked about that much in email. I haven't done that many videos about email for a while, so it's fun to actually get to like talk.
yeah,
Ooh,
no kidding.
this one,
Unexpected shipment.
this is a crusher. This thing built a business. This is one of my top 5 subject lines I've ever used, maybe top 3. Dude, this thing is crazy. Did you call me? Unexpected shipment for you. 2 of the best I've ever used. This is what we used for affiliates for fixed. So, you know, people would send out unexpected shipment for you and we'd make 10, 20 grand. And that helped us build this business. So again, you know, I think what I'm going to go over here is like you can go in and fill in the blanks and do that, but I want to give you sort of the concepts behind these so that you can also use the principles and use the strategies over and over again. This was a real thing that had happened to us. Again, this is based on a real story, which is like we got all these extra straws. Like, you know, manufacturers can be dumb people. So you end up with mistakes being made and you get to decide how you handle those mistakes. Kind of like in the world, you can get in all of life, you can get angry about the things that have happened, or you can decide that you're responsible for your reality. And you may not be responsible for your reality, but you're responsible for dealing with it.
Yeah.
And so this one though just works so well. And I think part of the reason it does so well is when I came up with this, I was thinking of like Amazon, right? Like this is something to think about for subject lines in general. What subject lines of your friends do you open? What subject lines do you open from Amazon? Shipment order 1213, you know, shipment order 1242. You just open that shit. You're like, what did I order? Because with Amazon, you're like, I don't even know what I ordered. I don't fucking remember anything I've ordered. I just always hope that random packages will show up. So think about the emails that you open. Whenever you open something, look at, well, what is the principle here? What could I maybe reuse? But unexpected shipment for you, it's like, oh, is this company shipping me something? And so that is the reality, is what we're doing is shipping them the straw for, you know, giving them the store for free. They pay for the shipping. And it was unexpected that we had so much extra. So this is great for e-com. Obviously not so great for info products. But if you have e-com, man, if you have an e-com product, just try this shit. It is powerful. And part of what I did here, it's really short, you can see, but every sentence in this one is thought out. So typically our affiliates were people I actually knew in the beginning, right? So I just got off the phone with my friend Ian at Fixed Water. He had some pretty interesting news for me that affects you. You know, and it could be I got an email, a text, whatever it is. Says manufacturer sent over an unexpected shipment of their best-selling straws. Why the word best-selling is important there. These are best-selling straws, right? These products are like the Life Straw on steroids, right? So like that is a very specific sentence. What do they already understand? These pitches are like a Brita on steroids. And then here is really important to see his manufacturer sent over. It removes fluoride, heavy metals, and prescription drugs, right? What are the main things that people are worried about? Fluoride is a big one. I should have put lead in there, but heavy metals, prescription drugs. So I'm giving them a simple 1-sentence description of the benefit of using that product. Yeah. These pitches are like thing they understand on steroids, a Brita on steroids, but it lasts 5 times longer. It's even better than thing you already have or understand. And why the Brita sucks, a big fat one. You had to check it out. And then there's no catch, no automatic billing or anything like that. So, you know, that's, if you have something like that, if there's an objection you think you may need to overcome, take that time to do that. Just an amazing deal because you have meals. Just so you know, Ian's only offering this for a limited time. And so what I would add in here, we may have done this in a different version, is Ian's only offering this for a limited time. Last time he made this deal, they ran out in 72 hours, which is we ran out of straws a few times. So act now. All right.
Very cool. Nice. All right. So that's it. Bam. Mic drop. Sounds good. Okay. All right. Let's go here. All right. Do you?
So what?
Do you? That's this.
What are you talking about?
That's this email. This email is called the Do You email.
Oh, I see unexpected shipment still. Am I seeing something different? Is it frozen?
It might be frozen.
I'm busy. This always happens when I'm at home. No, I'm okay. They're gonna fucking come in and watch this. And they're coming in. Hey, sorry, I'm okay. They never listen. Poseidon just moved to the door too. She's probably, I'm gonna get attacked by a wolf.
Maybe licked to death.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, friendly to death. He's so goddamn friendly.
Yeah, exactly.
I only see this unexpected shipment thing. What did you pull up something different that I don't see?
Let me pause my share and then I'm gonna resume the share. That's showing up now.
Yes.
Do you? Yeah, one quick question for you. Do you? Thing you'd like to know.
Okay, I have one quick question for you. Do you? You do. Thing do you? If not, why not? Yeah, okay, so this is a really good one to get some insight on a product. So if you, like we use this for, so scroll down a bit.
Yep.
Let's go to the example.
Here we go.
Yeah, do you currently filter your water? Because this is a big one. It's like I'm trying to find out how many people, like, and we never really got great data on this, and I really would have loved to, is are they currently filtering their water, right? Like we may have, I have a feeling that like 80% of the people who bought our products, maybe 70, were already using a filter of some sort, and this was a better version, if so, what do you use? I would have, I want to know, do they use a zero filter? Do they use a pure? Do they use a Brita? How much do I need to acknowledge those runs? If you don't, why not? I just think that tap water is fine. Whatever, right? So like this is incredible data. One email like this can give you so much info as to why people did, and you just repeat back what they tell you. This is the best thing about using reply emails and surveys. When you go to write your copy, just say the shit that they told you. I used to have people, I remember the first time we launched the BSL course, people like, man, you deal with exactly the thing that I was worried about. Actually, it might have even been the first time we did the email course. And it was like, people are like, I feel like you're in my head. It's like, yeah, I am in your head. I asked you a question a week ago, and I repeated back the exact words you gave me. Right? Like right now, I'm writing a new stuff for the Lionheart sales page, and I just had my video guy take these clips. There's a part of workshops where we ask people why they're there. And so I just asked them, why are you here? And so now what I'll do is I'm going to go through it, find out why they came, and just put that into the copy. Do you ever feel like, one guy's like, I feel like there's a movie playing over and over in my head that's just saying you're not good enough. Okay. Now I just put that in and I just lay out every single thing that people have thought before coming to a Lionheart. So this is just a really good email. And then, you put the PS, you go, here's the water filter I use, or, these are the templates that I sent. Do you like using templates? If so, have you used them before? If not, why not? Take 10 seconds. These things are really important. If you could take 10 seconds to hit reply, give them a really small amount of time, because people immediately build things up to be bigger in their head than they are. Right. That's why one of the most useful things you can do if you want to work out a lot is just be like, I'm just going to go to the gym. I'm going to do 1 rep. Because you go to the gym, you're probably going to stay for a little bit. But people go, I got to go work out. I got to do an hour. Oh my God, it's going to be so painful. It's going to be so painful. Gives a fuck.
Can't get those gains, bro. No gains if you don't put in the time, bro.
Thick. Something's better than nothing.
Thick gains.
And then I put a little, it makes my water taste delicious. Plus, you can see it in action here. Cool.
All right, this is great.
That's
All
about it.
right,
You can use
last
this for
one.
whatever you're in, man. Whatever market, whatever you're doing, do you, blah, blah, blah.
Do you works really good. Yeah, it sounds like it's almost like building deliverability because you're getting that reply, and
You're
then
getting a reply and you're getting data. These are
yeah.
and you can get sales. This is kind of a triple whammy because it's like
Oh wow.
you can get reply for deliverability, you get data, and you can make sales.
How does it make sales? When you reply, you say, "Oh well,
Well, you
hey,
can
if
do
you."
that, or look at the bottom. There's a
Oh,
hyperlink for the sale.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Wow, that is like a triple threat. That's cool. All right, sweet. This is great. You want to go to the Instagram now?
Yeah. How many
Instagram.
did we do? 6 this month?
We did six. We did six this month.
You
So
weren't
we'll
supposed to
Christmas
share the
present.
links. You gave them too many. One of those was supposed to be saved for next month.
No, we did. We did save the extra one. We had seven. We had
Okay.
seven, but we gave him six because you said they had the bonus
Okay.
in.
More work for me. I get what you're doing.
It's my secret plan. My secret plan to deliver more value than we
Yeah, you're
get
forcing
from
me to do more
customers.
work.
Yeah, exactly. I'm forcing you to do more work. That's
Okay,
okay. I'm
so
sure everybody
here's one thing
appreciates
I want to say about this email. If
it.
people test this and you find other subject lines that work better, go ahead and tell me. I haven't gotten to test too many different subject lines on this,
Oh,
but
and this guy?
well,
Okay.
um, you could just put gift. I've thought about that, just putting gift.
Yeah.
And then so basically what you're doing with this email is pretty straightforward, right? Did you see the email I sent you a little while ago? Deliver on the thing you promised them. Plus, I want to give you this. I have this copy checklist. I'm going to give it to you for free. All you have to do, follow me on Instagram. And then this is just my own story, right? Instagram stories have become one of my favorite ways to share different stuff, sometimes useful tips, crazy person dancing at a bar, a few words of wisdom, and just some stupid thing I think is funny. So click here to follow me now. I'll probably change that a little bit because now it's kind of like, a glimpse into my life, which we're coming out with the 1 hour workday. And so, a lot of that's aspirational, but just sort of what you like to do with the stories. And again, this doesn't apply to everyone, and that's okay. If you use one of these email templates to make money, that's enough. That'll make you back your investment. If you use all 5 or 6, minted, son. You're fucking minted. So click here to follow me now. So you want to put a little option in case they're on their computer or whatever to click there to follow you now. So it's just Instagram / whatever your name is. Or follow your user, then reply email with your Instagram handle. The reason I do that is because technically anybody could just respond and be like, I followed you. And I'm not verifying this, like whatever.
We verify it. Your team verifies it.
Oh, well, you don't have to do that, dude. Yesterday, well, I did send something yesterday that had my Instagram, but I think I got like 23. I mean, it's not growing that much, but I'm up to like 1,200 followers, which I was at 800 when I started this. So
yeah.
It's actually it's a 50% growth, which it's just coming from the list. And, hopefully by the time, in the not too far future, that'll be tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands, which is my plan. But for now, it's growth, and the difference is like I've talked about this before, but let me go into this a little more.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that I'm doing this is because, at least for my audience, whether it's for Lionheart or for the copy stuff, part of what people want is aspirational. First off, they want to see, do I live the life I say I'm living? So if you look at it, was funny because I got a response once from somebody who was saying that my products aren't very pretty. And I was like, yeah, okay. But they're like, you seem very cash rich based on your Instagram photos. So why don't you just spend money on that? And it's like, well, obviously you don't understand money anyway. But but what happens is, we sell the Lionheart Money product. We have, I teach people how to make more money. So when they go to my Instagram and you see, it's like, oh, here's this motherfucker in Italy. Here's this guy, doing all sorts of random shit. Here's him actually, yesterday morning at 9 a.m. on a fucking Monday, I was sledding on sand dunes and running sprints with my dog. Like, that's my life. That's actually what I do. So part of it's aspirational, and they get layered with the proof that it's real, that I am in fact the person that I say I am. I sometimes will share vulnerable stuff, and they're going to see that Lionheart really does work. And then, but on top of that, and this will work for anyone, this doesn't matter what you do, is it keeps you top of mind, right? If they see a story, they see a picture, they may open all your emails, they may not, watch all your videos, but they remember you're there. And then, because there's so many times in people's lives, they're not ready to buy, but one day they might be. And that little reminder, that thing that you exist, is the day that they go, oh, fuck, I just watched Ian do that video. That just reminded me, I want to buy his corrections course that I had about a month and a half ago. And it has nothing to do with you didn't talk about the course. You didn't tell them about it. They just go, oh shit, I forgot. And I want to buy that now. And because you're in my feed all the time and I see you, or just that day they happen to see you. So it's just keeping yourself sort of omnipresent. And then on top of that, validating that you are who you say you are and that you do in fact have the life you say you have. Because the fact that people are still super fucking doubtful. They don't know that you're really doing what you say you're doing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Can you talk a little bit more about like kind of what you're saying about like kind of bouncing people between different platforms, like, between your email list, between Instagram? Because I know you've talked a little bit about that before.
Yeah, I mean, so first off, everybody has a preferred mode of learning or engaging. Let's call it engaging, right? For me, to be honest, like my default these days on my phone is to open Instagram. I don't love it, but it's the fact that I don't love that happens as much as it does, but it's like, that's where I tend to go now. And most people do. A lot of people do now. There's a lot of money on Instagram. So some people do Instagram. Some people still have Facebook. Some people don't have either, and they just want to be on YouTube. And you know what's amazing about YouTube? People watch so much fucking video. You will go to YouTube and you will watch 40 minutes of video in one sitting. 4-minute videos, 10 of them, like over and over and over, and you will consume everything. This happens all the time. People, man, I watched one of your Lionheart videos and then I watched 11 more. This happens all the time. So YouTube's a beautiful place to build a deep relationship with someone. And that's why it doesn't matter if your video has 150 views and it has 20,000 on Facebook. Those 150 views may be leading to way more sales. But I can't pretend, I'm not going to try and change where people hang out. I want to go where they hang out. And email is still the one thing that everybody fucking checks. Yeah. It's always going to be that way. So I'm going to, unless some crazy technology really changes it, I'm going to stay there because it's a place for me to also express myself fully, write long things, blah, blah. And we're going to start copying stuff over to a blog at some point too. But, this cross-platform stuff too is like, they may see one of your Instagram videos or posts or stories and then go, oh shit, I want to read. Now they see your email because of one little thing. Like, you don't know when you're going to catch someone. But I talk about this in the W Conversions Challenge, which will be called the W Sales Challenge soon. There's a click moment when people decide to follow you, buy something you have, join a workshop, go from, buyer who's spent $100 with you to spending $2,000 with you. There's this click moment, and it's very specific, and you don't know when it's going to happen. So what you want to do is you want to find out when that click moment is, and you also want to expose them to as many potential click moments as possible. The click moment is that moment where they go, this is my guy, right? Like, I could tell you, I'm trying to think of an Instagram guy. It's like, there's a guy, Cam Haynes, I follow, is like a bow hunter, ultra runner. And it's like, there may be one moment when you're sitting there and then he goes, oh, he does this one video, and suddenly you consume everything he does after that one video because that one video clicked for you. People tell me this with email copy. They go, there was a video I saw of you writing an email in 15 minutes or like 13 minutes over your shoulder just in real time. I was like, holy shit, I want to do that. That's their click moment. So now I want to provide that click moment, put that in their sphere of influence as much as possible. So you don't know if it's a video on Instagram. Your email may get them to watch all your Instagram shit, which may end up selling all this, or it goes to your Facebook videos, or they go on your YouTube, whatever it is. But yeah, that's it. Like, the more platforms you're on, the better it is. You just want to, but there's also my friend Babak Azad, he has a great thing, which is 2 channels, 2 products. So you only really, to build something really big, you only really need 2 channels and 2 products. You can really do it with 1 product, but I think it's 2 products, but 2 channels. So instead of trying to get good at YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you could go, I'm getting good at one, and then I'm getting good at the other, and that's enough unless you start outsourcing. Like for us, James and I just went through a system for for getting videos out. And we're going to post on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, all three, because it's not any extra work for me to do that. All I have to do is make the video. Other people do everything else. So pretty simple. But yeah, I'm glad you asked that question.
Good. Yeah, no, absolutely. That's really insightful, and that helps really kind of explain this, because it's yeah, I mean, I know that we get a ton of response to this, and the funny thing is we actually get a lot of response to, because yeah, it's like you said, we really don't get too many people besides who's on the list, and oftentimes I'll see, several Instagram emails will come in at once, and there will be people in between each one of those new followers that didn't email us at all. They just clicked through and followed you. They didn't even respond for the checklist, which I think is kind of interesting.
Yeah, and they may be following from other things and whatever it is, but it's like, yeah, I mean, you get somebody to follow, and then they have maybe other people that start to follow. Like somebody messaged me yesterday who has like 7,000 followers, and she's like, "Oh, I wanted to see, like, I saw your ad and I really liked it. Can we do a podcast?" So you don't know who's following, how many people they have, if there's somebody who's going to end up help spread your message or shout you out or whatever it is.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it feels like it builds a lot of different legs for a business too. Like it feels like it builds not only like the customer base, but also your visibility to people you could like partner with as like an affiliate.
Yeah, and here's one more thing. So like a lot of the money I've made has actually been from higher ticket, like deeper relationships, right? So a lot of the cash, at least through like copy or consulting or shit like that. So what happened? So yesterday I sent a text to this guy who I had dinner with last week, him and a big group of people. Him and I really connect. His name's Ryan Nadell. He has a podcast that's gotten real big called 15 Minutes of Freedom. And he has this program on he has this whole thing on how they build the podcast and get it ranked and all this shit. And I was like, yeah, if you want to crash at my house. He had missed a flight. He crashed at my house. And I texted him yesterday. I'm like, hey man, shoot over that thing when you get a chance. And if you want to do an interview on your podcast, like, let me know. And then he like texts me back and he's like, yeah, dude, he's like, as long as we can like get on a sledding disc together or something. That's what he said. But it was like, he's like, only if I can catch a ride on your borrowed saucer down a sand dune while in your lap. Right. And so he's now started following my Instagram, and because I'm active on like making videos and shit, people are like, he has a different connection to me than he normally would. He feels like he has a glimpse into my life. He knows what I'm doing. And so that changes that relationship too, right? It's not like, oh, Ian, yeah, we met last week and haven't talked since. It's like, oh yeah, I saw your stupid shit this morning when you were doing stupid shit, because that's what you do. And like I talked to a client yesterday and he was like, oh dude, I envy your life. Like it's fucking sick. Like it looks really cool. He's like, I love my kids and my wife, but that's cool. And I'm like, yeah, like I'm not gonna lie to you, it's pretty great. Like I'm not gonna try and hide that to make you feel better, but like I'm also not doing that to be arrogant. It's like here is how my life is. Yours can be the same or better. It can be way better. I'm not saying that I'm great. So
great, good stuff. Cool. Well, thanks, Ian, for sitting down. Any last thoughts you want to put together on this?
I'm tempted to almost like put this out into the world and be like, here's what it's like to be in the emails of the month club.
Yeah, that would actually be really cool. I think
if we've decided to do that, and you've decided that I'm not too offensive and we're okay with my swearing personality, because the thing is,
talk to HR.
Behind closed doors, I'm a little different too these days. I have more fun with the people that have paid for stuff, because I'm not worried about, this getting all around and whatever shit. So, yeah, if you want to join the Emails of the Month Club, you'll get 5 templates like these. And if you're if you're in already, let's keep it rolling.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll send you 5 new templates each month. You get 5 right when you join. And then I'll make a video like this every month going through the templates and just dishing out my thoughts on things as well. This is actually really fun.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. I think I learned a lot of stuff just sitting here listening to you go through these. So yeah, I think this is awesome. We'll definitely be doing this every month, because this is just a really cool way to sort of understand a lot of the strategy behind it. Adds a ton of value, and people can understand when and where to deploy the templates and really get the most ROI from it. So
yeah, bro.
Cool. All right, man. Well, hey, enjoy your trip to San Diego, and look forward to seeing more sledding down dunes when you get the chance. I know Poseidon's looking forward to it too. So
Yes, yes.
very good.
All
All
right,
right.
man.
Well, we'll see
Yep.
you later, and I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing right now. And yeah, email us any questions if you guys have any questions
Later.
about the templates. All right. See you.